No.
All right, Charles, Garry Callis around town. Always something new, something fresh. You know we like to do it. Man, today, this is going to be an awesome interview. I actually have a gentleman that actually has the ambitions of running for the 71st District of the House of Delegates for the state of Virginia. This is Richard Walker. Richard, I want to introduce you to our Facebook family. Richard has the ambition, again, like I said, of running for the 71st District of the House of Delegates. This guy has a powerful message. But look, I'm not going to talk about what he's got going on. Richard, tell these folks who you are and what you got going on.
Hello, folks. I'm glad you're able to attend. My name is Richard Walker. I'm a mental health professional. I've been advocating for individuals throughout the past 10, 12 years as a direct result of me being a formerly incarcerated convicted felon. I've been assisting individuals throughout the state of Virginia to help them to move forward in their lives, to help them be a part of the legislation, be a part of the decisions and policies that affect their lives on a daily basis. I look forward to meeting with folk throughout the 71st District of the House of Delegates because I'm looking for individuals that I know will help walk me into the General Assembly. One of our slogans is "Walk with Walker," and we're expecting looking forward to folk to jumping on our bandwagon and supporting what we do. I've been involved in environmental justice where we were successful in defeating Dominion from building the Atlantic Coast Pipeline and compressor station. I've been involved with the MVP. I've been involved with Southgate. I've been involved with Charles City to stop them from building a gas plant down there. So I've been diversified in all that I do through lived experiences.
Now, something, Richard. I feel your passion, brother. Yeah. But let me ask you a question. For those people who don't know, just where is the 71st District?
The 71st District primarily encompasses 70 to 85% of Richmond. Okay. It goes beyond into Betsy Carr's district, which is the 69th. That is the most southern part of Southside. Okay, but beyond that, anything and everything from VCU campus area, going up and around through almost close to the shopping center on Broad Street, then comes back around over Laburnum, comes back around to Highland Park area, as well as Northside. Okay. So it's a very large district, and my goal is to reach every portion, every part of the 71st District. I look forward to meeting folk. We've reached out to a lot of the civic associations in hopes that you will allow us to come on in one of your meetings, your monthly meetings, to meet the residents in your district, to meet the residents in your locality or in your community.
Well, I'm gonna ask you a question. Now, you know, for y'all out there, y'all already know how my interviews go. This is not scripted, so this is always off the cuff. I've got to ask you a question that I know folks are here interested and they're going to want to know.
Sure.
Right. Typically, when we have politicians, right, they're always cookie-cutter kind of guys, right?
Sure.
Their lives have always been pristine, clean,
sure.
whatever, right?
Sure.
So, at the beginning of the interview, you said that you were a convicted felon.
Sure.
And obviously, you've gotten your life on track with what you want to do, right? So, in the past, we've always wanted our politicians to, like I said, not to have a past, not to have a history or whatever.
Sure.
So why would people break that mold and roll with you?
Well, primarily because I'm looking to make Virginia a more of a redemptive state than a punitive state. Okay. Someone like me that have made a mistake in my life, you know, gone through and did prison time, came back, and I've been advocating for the rights of others, whether it be in affordable housing, whether it be in the right to work, whether it be in clean energy, the Green New Deal, whether it be every aspect that will help individuals in the Commonwealth, and particularly in the 71st District.
I like that. See, so more or less, what you're saying is your life and the hard knocks you've had,
yes.
You understand the
Sure.
plights in the street. You understand the shortcomings of the community. You understand how the impoverished folks, all these folks are just slipping through the cracks.
Sure.
All right? So what's your plan?
Well, in the area of affordable housing, I have a big problem when I ride on Creighton Road and I see a brand new housing development that just went up, private, and then across the street from it, I see the dilapidated, unlivable conditions of Creighton Court. That's one of the policies, one of the pushes that I'm going to make throughout the state of Virginia, that for every construction of new housing that goes up, there ought to be affordable housing going up at the same time. If not low income, at least mixed income. That's what I'm fighting for. For the repeal of the restoration of rights or the right to vote, that's what I'm pushing. Granted, the governor did what he did and allowed for the amendment to go through, but it should have never gotten to that point of an amendment. This was a Jim Crow legislation that had permeated the Commonwealth of Virginia for close to over 100 years, and it's time to stop. Virginia is setting on the precipice of being a equitable state or continuing in Jim Crow mentality. I'm hoping that through my election, through my campaign, through me getting into the General Assembly, that I can help change the narrative of Virginia, that the history of Virginia is not forgotten, but has adapted to the people of Virginia.
Okay, I got man, look, bro. That's strong. That's strong. So I know we had a chance to talk last week about the housing projects and whatever. But I'm gonna switch this thing up a little bit.
Okay.
Last week, Governor Northam came on and he said for the legalization of marijuana and hemp, right? And I know you were at that press conference. So from the taxable sale of marijuana and hemp, 30%. We're right now. The governor saying that 30% of those monies are going to come back to the black community to uplift these communities. Do you have a view or a sight on some of those things?
Sure. It needs to be more than 30%. The governor needs to take a page out of the state of New Jersey, which basically is where I grew up at, where their legislation for legalization of marijuana is 70% going back to the lower and marginalized communities to rebuild our communities. Another page that came from Governor Murphy in Virginia was to stop the proliferation, sorry, all right, of these gas plants and pollutants from coming into the state and exploiting primarily communities of color. That needs to stop here in Virginia as well. But with the marijuana laws, it's time that African Americans they're no longer at the bottom of the totem pole. That everything that happens here, that they are a part of, that they have a seat at the table to help determine where those monies go and how they help support our communities of color. It's that time.
Right, I feel you. Anytime I talk to somebody that has your type of ambition running for these offices, again, I commend you. Because what happens is, your whole life becomes, part of the public thing. So again, I commend you on doing this. My question is, why now?
Why now? Because I've been advocating for so many years on the outside. Now it's time for me to advocate on the inside of the General Assembly. I've been attending General Assembly session every session since I came home from incarceration to help change laws and legislation. So for 10, 15 years, I've been advocating for change in Virginia. As a result of my organization, Bridging the Gap in Virginia, I've helped change some of the policies, not only in the General Assembly, but in local communities throughout the state of Virginia. For instance, the ban the box issue. I initiated that through the city of Richmond, through city council, former council person Michelle Mosby. And that eliminated that box on employment application that says, have you ever been convicted of a felony? It has since been adopted by 21 municipalities throughout the Commonwealth of Virginia, as well as Executive Order 41 by Governor McCullough a year in his administration. So that has been one of the issues that I've tackled. I've also tackled with automatic restoration of rights. I've probably assisted thousands of individuals getting their rights restored over the past 10, 15 years. When it comes to environmental justice, I'm a big supporter of that. Like I said earlier, I've been involved directly because the property that Dominion wanted to come and build this Atlantic Coast pipeline and compressor station is on my family's land. My family has owned this property for over 130 years that was purchased by my great-great-grandfather from his slave master. So we knew that we were not going to allow Dominion to come in and exploit that historically African-American community. We've had so many, at least 10 to 12 different environmental justice organizations, including the Southern Environmental Law Center, that helped fight that battle. So I'm pushing legislation to keep that from continuing to happen. All this oil production and transfer of oil and fracking and it's basically for corporate greed. That's another issue that needs to change in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Corporate financing, corporate funding of candidates coming into office that are looking to help to get into that seat. And then they are beholden to these corporations, these CEOs, to respond to what they're wanting. So this must stop. Virginia is on the bottom of the totem pole of accepting campaign financing, and it has to change. Legislation was shot down in this recent General Assembly session, and it needs to be come back up, and I will be a proponent, a supporter of a bill of legislation to change campaign financing in the Commonwealth of Virginia.
See, that's strong. Richard, that's strong, man. So look, I know you're grassroots, you're on the ground or whatever, and your campaign needs help with as far as volunteers or whatever. So what kind of events do you have going on? So our Facebook family, if they're engaged, they want to help you out, how do they get in contact with you or what's going on?
Since you're Facebook family, you can go on my page, Walker for Delegate, all right, on Facebook, and you'll find all the information, all of the events that we have. Particularly this coming Saturday, we will be doing our citywide or district-wide canvassing event. We're looking for over 100 individuals to come out and support and knock on doors and meet and greet the folk in the 71st District. And then on Sunday evening at 7 p.m., we will be doing Meet Me. We're doing a Zoom event where folk can Zoom in or get on that platform and ask me questions and let me know what it is that you think or would like me to do once elected into the General Assembly. Go on the Facebook page, or you can go to www.walkerfordelegate.com and you can find out the information on our campaign. You can volunteer for this coming Saturday, and you can get the information, the sign-in for the Sunday evening's event.
Man, all right, that's great. All right, y'all, you heard it. This is Garry Callis with Around Town, Explode Magazine. I'm here again with Richard Walker. Again, this gentleman is dynamic. He has a voice that's uncommon, but it's a voice that's needed to be heard inside of our community. He's running for the 71st District of House of Delegates. Again, I think that this is the type of voice, the type of person that we need to represent us. If you have any comments, you have any questions, you can certainly inbox me. Mr. Walker already told you how you can get in contact with him. I appreciate you all for giving us your time today, because again, we need to have representation in the right places in order for our voices to be heard as a people. I appreciate you. I love y'all. Richard Walker.
Yes. I thank everyone for your participation in this. And if you do have any questions, please do not hesitate to enter into a Dropbox on our website, walkerfordelegate.com, as well as you can email us through walker4delegate@gmail.com. We greatly appreciate it, and I thank you folks for your participation.
All right, as I told you before, this is Garry Callis with Around Town, Explode Magazine. I love y'all. Peace.